Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? I am one of your hosts, Julian of Julian Creates, and I want to let y'all know that y'all are here right now for the Audacity podcast. Today, I'm joined with my other co-hosts, the hostess with the mostest, the illustrious Aaronica of Needle in the Bell.
Hooty hoo.
Hey, child. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all good? How your mama and them doing? Y'all, they good too? Good. Look,
Asking the important questions.
have you had your water?
Because really, no. Have you had your water? If you have not taken a sip of your water today, please go ahead. I hope that somebody is already on their first refill of their cup, right? Because we can't be out here standing in these long ass lines for hours upon hours waiting for things like Stanley cups and not even like drink water from
That are now getting sued, but we ain't
them.
gonna talk about it.
What? Not
Yeah.
dealing with the tea. Okay, we'll come back to that tea.
Oh no, we talking about it right now.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So there is now a class action lawsuit against the cup. We ain't gonna use no names allegedly because it came out. They've been talking about its safety and all that good stuff, but there is a lead bead in the cup that with regular use, it can sometimes cause the casing to dislodge and this lead to become exposed. So,
What?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Color me surprised.
So yeah, that is
A
that
plot twist that your girl was not expecting.
they are now dealing with that. So at least there has been, I think, one lawsuit filed and a class action lawsuit filed in California, probably with more to
Wow.
come.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not what I thought
Oh,
that we were going. Not that didn't think about that. I don't know if you've seen the it's a like a TikTok or a reel, essentially a short form video where it's like all of the once popular
cups.
cup. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's got like the Nalgene, the
The hydro
hydro
flask.
flask.
And they all just sitting here like, you'll be over here one day. Like, she'll
Yeah.
get tired of you too.
Let me just keep sipping from my simple modern.
Look, I mean, as I got this is the Amazon special. I don't know what this is, but do I
Right.
also have a Stanley that my work bought me? And I work in public health. So I'm
They could have
wondering,
kept that $50.
we ain't gonna talk about that.
Right. They could have applied that to your check or
We
something.
ain't going to talk about that.
I'm like, did y'all get it
That was
wholesale?
Our
No.
Christmas gift.
No, thank you. I'll just take my $50 so I can spend it on what I want. I don't need another cup. I
It's
mean, I
okay.
always need more cups, but my husband would say I don't need another cup. So we'll just put it at that.
I, I I'm just gonna use my cup.
And mind
And
my business.
exactly. That's where I'm at right now. Because if I think about it too long, my eye gonna get to twitching. And then when my eye get to twitching, things go crazy.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave that alone.
You don't want
But
to be twitchy.
I do have an Am I the Asshole today. So you ready? Ready to hear this? And
Mm.
I think it's
I
important
stay
for us
ready. Stay
because
ready.
organization and neatness is not always my ministry. So let's go here.
I mean,
Am
like, should I put my shoes away before I listen to this?
No. Am I the asshole for getting mad at my girlfriend, 27F, for leaving a sewing needle in the bed? Background. Girlfriend is frequently late starting and finishing projects due the next day and is always tired. I will not blame her for being tired, but I have suggested that better time management will result in
Mhm,
more sleep.
mhm.
She is also kind of irresponsible when it comes to turning off lights, making sure things like heaters and straighteners are unplugged, and doing chores. I will often do dishes, laundry, and cleaning because she has a lot of homework. I have complained a bit, but feel I have no right to because I complete my assignments on time and
Mhm.
find my material relatively easy. Anyway, this is where I question whether I am wrong in being an asshole.
Mm.
My girlfriend had a suturing assignment, so I'm guessing some type of medical school. She had the assignment for months and only started it the night before around 10.
I'm not gonna kill nobody.
She had the assignment for months.
Look, look. I gave her two needles from my sewing kit and specifically asked her to not leave them in the bed. She said she would not. 2 a.m. rolls around and I enter the bedroom where she's freaking out over the assignment. Had been for hours and messaging me in the living room to get her new needles or bring her stuff, and I did.
Wow.
I don't even bother asking her if I can go to sleep in our bed because she had started snapping at me. I had planned to grab my blanket and sleep on the couch, but she had her stuff spread out on it. So I put on a pair of long PJs and slept on the couch with just a pillow.
You don't have no
And
extra blankets? Oh, you know what? Let me
look,
stop.
look,
Let me stop.
a couple of hours later, we're both up and on our way to campus.
I don't know you.
Okay.
We can't hear you.
I return home and sleep my face off. I wake up and reach out to find my phone padding around the bed because I threw it there before going to sleep.
Mhm.
Then it happens. I pat my hand down and I'm met with a horrible pain. I pull my hand away, but the pain follows because a sewing needle is embedded in my hand and there's a thread still attached that's threading through the blanket. So there's resistance. Honestly, it was horrible and I cried over the pain, but upon taking it out, there was just a small red dot.
Mhm.
My hand still feels bruised and itchy around the dot, but it's not gruesome.
I was talking to what's my dog. Really, all of y'all got stuff going on except for
Child, child, okay?
everybody. And so yeah,
So I messaged my girlfriend and
yeah.
told her what happened and how I couldn't believe she did that, how she was
Mhm.
irresponsible
Mhm.
and did the one thing I asked her not to do.
Mhm.
I've expressed this kind of thing before, but never to the point where it felt like I was scolding a child. We have
Mhm.
4 pets who love sleeping in the bed too. She often she responded saying she was so sorry and she was so tired and thought she put the needle away, but clearly it ended up back in the bed. I told her that this time it was not okay. Usually I respond with, it's okay, just please be more careful next time. And that there's no reason it should be in the bed. She obviously felt bad, but I didn't let up and told her she could have seriously injured me or the pets.
Mhm.
So, am I the asshole for getting so angry, even though I know her academic life is hard? I'm considering apologizing for getting mad and calling her out, but at the same time, I want her to fully realize the impact of her carelessness.
It's gonna no, absolutely not. He is not the asshole.
Asshole. Not at all.
No, because here's the thing, right? What if he had lain on it and that had been his balls or
That
his
part.
penis,
That part.
right? No,
That part.
absolutely not. No, it's gonna be a
You
no
ain't
for
doing
me
nothing wrong.
because
You ain't
what?
doing nothing wrong.
Absolutely. And here's I get upset anytime someone touches any of my sewing stuff. In fact, like, my daughter is on point now. So when you get on point, you actually have to you have to sew your shoes. And one of
Right.
her friends was over and came in to borrow one of my needles. I don't actually care about hand needles, whatever, because I hate hand sewing. Don't come for me, okay? But she dropped one of my needles on the floor. And me not thinking anything is on my floor. Why? Because I didn't drop anything on the floor of my office. I stepped on it with just my foot, not my fingers,
Yeah.
not my, well, I don't have balls, but you know where I'm going with this. You know, do you know how fucking mad I was? Your girl
I
was
believe.
livid. Your girl was livid.
Yes.
I mean, of course, I didn't take it out on her because whatever, like the moment passed, but I was just like, golly. I would be so damn mad if I was in my bed though. And then that is like the thing that wakes me up. That is so jarring. What?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Absolutely not. He's not the asshole, and he better not apologize for shit. And here's the thing, we all have like life is not easy no matter what it appears on the outside, right? We
Right.
can't just be over here talking about oh, well, I get that it's hard. Yo, life is hard for every fucking body. Like we don't yes, you should extend grace, but at what point in time does grace become enabling? So no, do not apologize. You're not the asshole. You do pass go, you do collect $200.
definitely not the asshole in this case, because you also have to realize and understand is that they are they're not taking into consideration anybody else's feelings or thoughts and
Mm-mm.
safety.
And
And
safety, yes.
here's my thing. You literally what you stated in this art thing is that they are in a suturing like practical. So you
Right,
suturing something, meaning that that's something medical. If you so careless that you can't pick up a needle
right.
from for a practice, how can you be trusted?
Right. Because next thing you know, you're the doctor who now has like sewn the needle inside the person, or God forbid, you have
Surgical
closed up
towels,
a
gloves, whatever.
section with towels inside. Absolutely not. And now women are dying because of sepsis of the blood because of the negligence of said doctor. Absolutely not. How you practice is how you perform.
Say it again. Say it again.
How you practice is how you perform. You better practice that shit right.
And literally have more like there are certain things like I'm in my basement, so there's less worries that I have. But if I know needles and stuff are going to be around, that things can fall, like I'm very conscious
Hmm.
around my dog because like eating that, like, are you going to pay the doctor bill? There are so
You
many things
paying
that could
that
happen.
bill?
Yeah. So yeah, no, you're not the asshole, and
Not
you
the
better not
asshole.
apologize because
Mm,
especially you've been doing all that. No,
yeah,
mm-mm, no.
absolutely not. Yeah, that was a good one though. That was really good.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, ooh,
Yeah.
I would be Julie, when I tell you that I would be so
Livid.
mad. Like even thinking about it has me like in my feels and I'm just so angry. Even like trying to process that thought. If I did it and I was the one who like even rolled over, do you know how fucking mad I would be at myself?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hmm.
I would be like, you know what? A needle is never coming any place near my bed ever again.
Look, when I
And
tell you,
yes, because of the consequences of my own actions, I would be so hard on myself.
and I have found them. I found them on my clothes, like even just sewing pins, little pins on my clothes,
Mm,
in my hair, in
not in your
my hair.
because Julian, do you know how mad I would be if I stabbed myself in the scalp?
Up, and but it just be like down here, but like or a hand sewing needle or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, I have one here, and what can happen is that, and because there's string on it,
Mm-hmm.
my hair
Oh
attracts the
yes.
string.
Oh, and it's
Pull this
attracting
right
it
on
right
out,
now.
and literally, I'm dragging this like it's my train.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
So this is unrelated to anything that we were actually planning on talking about today. And we actually do have a topic today and we are gonna get into it. But Julian just raised his fingers, which made me think about, of course, the article that you shared and I actually shared on Facebook about
Mhm.
how Mace and Cameron were coming for D Wade because of his nail polish.
But here's my thing. Can I just say this?
Please.
I need you to step your money up before you come for me.
Sir.
Reach my tax bracket and stay there sustainably before you got shit to say.
First of all, I didn't even know that Money Making Mace, aka Reverend Mace, was like doing anything. Okay. So, and here's the truth. He's actually a dope person. He's a really nice person. Like I actually used to work out with him. How old am I now? I'm 40. So like about 20 years ago, we used to actually work out together at Crunch Fitness. Like we used to use the same trainer and sometimes she would group train us, right? And I was at the time rehabilitating a shoulder injury that I'd re-injured. And like we would work out together, we would clown together. He was super funny, he was super kind. So I was genuinely shocked because I'm just like, I don't know, are you still preaching or not? Because last I checked, God actually said, don't judge.
But first of all, wait a minute. Okay. And maybe it's different for Catholics, but black pastors don't believe in that. Black denominations, I mean, if it ain't judgment, is it really real? Holiness is right. And my bad, y'all. I'm let me have a moment. We'll get back to let
We're gonna come
we'll get
back to
back
it.
to
We're gonna,
sinner in a
and yes,
second.
it's
But
me.
I'm
I
just
digress. I'm
saying,
sorry.
y'all know how holiness is right and holiness of hell and all that other shit worked. And a lot of times, the only way that you had control is through judgment. And that's how a lot of the Black church works. And they wonder why a lot of people are leaving in droves.
And they wonder
I'm
why
just
the people
saying.
are leaving.
Because but literally, of all the things that you could say, of all the things you could talk about, you're going to talk about nails. Nails, when let's be real. Let's look at Assyria. Let's look at Iran. Let's look at some of these different countries. Historically, the adornment and decorating of the body was real.
But
And a
even
lot
the
of times why
notion that
done
nail
by men.
polish is a gendered thing is so bananas to me. I'm like, are we saying that art is also gendered? Like,
But these are probably the same men who barely wipe their ass and know how to clean under their nails.
because I've definitely seen the, oh, well, I don't wash my behind because that's gay. Like being
And you got the nerve to want somebody to snip up after you.
like,
And your
it's just
girl
so
wonder why she
mind-boggling to
feeling
me.
like why she up here coming up baking like biscuits.
Oh my God. It
pH
just,
is pH the same as Mountain Dew.
this fool said Mountain Dew. I just simply cannot. But
I'm
also
just
facts. Because here's the thing, right? Like, out of all of the things and D Wade is not like flawless, right? So I'm just like, out of all of the things to critique him on, we're talking about his nails. But also, I just want to give a shout out to Williams because, what's his name? What is his first name? Um, the football player who's supposed to be the number one draft pick, Caleb Williams.
child, you talk
One
about
time
sports
for
guys like
Caleb Williams because he was like, you know what? My mom did nails. And so it was like our time that we spent together. And she would do my nails. And that became our thing. And I actually don't care what anyone has to say about it because my mom is going to do my nails and I want to keep my hands fresh because facts, sir. Because when you catch that football, yes. Because when we see that on ESPN highlights and we see the football being caught, those
pretty
cuticles
ass hands.
are looking good. They're
Right,
looking good, right?
right.
We stand. Because, and here's the thing, I would troll people so hard because I would be like, oh, well, what color do y'all want to see next when I catch this football? What color are we going for next? What color? What color is going to look good against this orange, this rust
But
color?
wait a minute. And it made sure that I have dollar signs when I'm signing checks.
Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make dollars. Okay. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. Sorry, got my stuff backwards. But seriously, I just don't understand. And of course, this is personal for me because my son likes to do his nails. Or
Mhm.
at least he used to, but he got bullied so badly behind it that I don't even know if he wants to have it done anymore. But he likes colors, which of course does actually lead us into our topic. He loves colors, and seeing the different colors on his fingernails makes him feel happy. And I hate that Black men, because we don't see the conversation surrounding white men. I hate that Black men can't sit in their joy. They can't see the colors on their fingers and be like, this makes me feel happy. And that's what I see. This is how I feel without the notion that now their manhood is about to be called into question. At what point in time does masculinity get associated with nail polish or lack thereof? I have never once looked at a man's hands and been like, his hands can't handle me because they are not manly enough because they have nail polish. Like, what?
But let's be real, most of the women who say that, and I love women. I tell y'all I do, and I usually honor y'all, but most of the women who are saying that are trash on the
Facts.
bus in the projects. But up here ain't got a pot to offer. Ain't got a pot to offer, no food to put it in,
Right.
and nowhere to piss, but expecting a man to come with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it gotta be everything. But then mad when they get this man that got everything, but then
And all
also
of a
wants
sudden,
to
toxic
give it
masculinity.
to everybody else. And ain't just gonna be
Yeah.
for you. You gotta be a prize to get a
Yeah.
prize.
You've got to be a prize to get a prize. Okay. Everybody's bringing something to the table.
There
You know what I'm
gotta be
saying?
a
Either you
level
are
of
the table or you're
homeostasis.
bringing something to it.
There
Right.
gotta be a level of homeostasis for things to work.
Right. because diffusion and osmosis is a thing.
Look,
It's not just between cells.
look,
And don't think that we only know about sewing and stuff. Okay, we smart up one here.
degrees.
Degrees.
But
Mm-mm-mm.
yes, I think, and I'm like, we are just, I think the same just happens and it goes into our topic. It just kind of as we get an adult. What was the age when you lost the fun?
Mm.
Like, what was the age
Mhm.
that you start being scared of of trying new things, of making mistakes? And this is like part of creativity, sewing, just life. I think what really took me out, and I will remember, and I will never forget this. So when I was learning how to drive, I was 15 and a half, going on 16.
Mm.
My cousin, I had a bad day at school or something like that. My cousin let me drive his car, Audi A6,
Ooh.
in the smallest ass parking lot, maybe 10 spaces. Um, had did it, pulled out, pulled back in, was parking in a spot, hit the gas instead of the brake, hit a
Ooh.
fence and a car.
That's a couple
$2,000 worth.
things.
Yeah,
A couple things. A couple
I was
things.
16. 16.
Mm-hmm.
Note, I did not drive again. I did not get my license until I was 22,
Damn.
23.
Yeah, yeah.
Got my license. So meaning that
Mhm.
I drove a car just enough to learn how to drive to get my license. Okay. Did not drive again until I had to test drive to buy a car because the job I got required me to have a car.
What?
And I got that car. So I got my license maybe in 2009. I was eligible to get my license in 2000 into what? 2002, 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But I did not actually start driving until technically Mother's Day weekend of 2010
Dude.
when I bought a car, my own car, so that I would not have like the idea of messing up somebody else's stuff and it costing money. I was like, oh no, we will never do this. So I don't like borrowing cars. I barely like renting cars.
I want you to know that you just made me feel so old in that moment. Um, because in 2010, I'd had a driver's license for at least 10 years. Yeah,
Well,
at
well,
least 10 years.
yeah, no, yeah, because I was able to probably get my license in, was it 2002? Was it 2004? Maybe 2003? Yeah. And I was like, oh no, we're not doing that.
Mm, wow.
Bus, walking, rides here and there. And then I got my license. I remember I had people who were trying to teach me how to drive. And I'm like, no,
Right.
I'm a passenger princess. We will not.
Yeah. It's funny because Kalima is always like, "Oh, I can't wait until I can drive." And even though like I was like her, I was excited. I could not wait until I could drive. Like, of course, in New York, we have to take a 5-hour course. We have to do a couple of different things in order for us to get our driver's licenses, especially early because I got mine early. And now though, I'd be like, "Oh, the joy for me is gone." Like, someone please drive me around. I'm just trying to be Miss Daisy. You feel me? Like, your girl is done. Where can I sign the paperwork so I could be Miss Daisy? I'm just trying to figure it out. That's
The funny
literally
thing
all I want in life.
is, like now, I have found joy. Like that's my quiet time. Like my car
Mm,
is,
hmm.
I don't mind. I'll sit in the car for hours before even in my own house. Like or like that's I find safety in my car. I would take long ways like home from work and stuff like that. I would not take the highway just to have that me time. That's a meditation moment for me now. But I think that we find a lot of people who are stuck like that, stuck in like either scared of messing up things or like there is that you gain a level of when that the frontal cortex fully come in, there's a
Hmm.
moment that just kind of snaps it and it jails up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we lose. a level of childlike innocence and care for life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that we even see that in our crafting and sewing
We do.
and what we hear from just like feedback with people you put in like what's flattering. And I'm like, bitch, I want to make it. So
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we have to fight to hold on to that
Mm-hmm.
because when you lose it, like you age yourself and you lose happiness, you lose joy. And as we're talking
Yeah.
about self-love this month, I mean, I think it's just an important conversation to have.
I agree 100%. It's funny because like I was having a conversation a couple of weeks ago about this where I was talking about how I am always so inspired. Like, of course, as we've been planning fractals and things like that, like I've been very specific with who I want to reach out to. Like, I really would love to reach out and make sure that we are including and intentionally making space for this younger demographic of
Mhm.
sewists and designers because they're still taking the risks, right? They're still taking the chances. And it's funny because I often think back to how I felt like I was a more dynamic sewist before I knew how to really sew, right? Like
Mm.
I took the risks at pattern mashing and hacking and I was like I'm just going to take this piece here and put it with this piece here and figure out how to make it work, right? And
Right.
that's how I created like jumpsuits and dresses and things like that. But I took the chances. Like it's like there was no box because in my head I was just so excited to create just for the sake of creating that I didn't know right from wrong techniques. I didn't know the official names of all the darts. I didn't know, as nearly as much as I know now, but I knew enough to be inspired and to create out of inspiration. It's funny because I said this when I was being interviewed on live with two incredibly wonderful ladies, Michelle and Leslie. And Michelle is, from Oliso, and Leslie is a fabric designer with Robert Kaufman. And um, one of the things that I've been doing is returning to the dopamine so like in making the
Mm.
things just simply because I want to make them and because they make me feel good. And of course, in that, I've actually had to take a step back from testing, which is actually kind of how I got to where I am, just kind of period. But like sometimes remembering to just sew for the sake of sewing or thinking outside of the box or surrounding yourself with these young, inspirational sewists who are daring to take the chances is really what you need, you know? And it's funny because I feel like I get called bold and confident and all of those things more now. But I'm like, man, if y'all saw me like 5 years ago, right? Or 6 years ago when I was pregnant with Bo, like I was sewing and I didn't make like adjustments for my belly. Why? Because y'all were gonna get this belly. Like I worked hard at making this baby, so y'all gonna get this belly in this like bodycon dress or this
Come on.
tight fit pencil skirt. But I felt like I just took the risk. I took the chances. I remember when I was nursing him, I didn't want to wear like all of these frumpy like nursing shirts and stuff like that. And no shades of people who like them, whatever. It's just not my style, not my aesthetic. And so I began to just put zippers in, invisible zippers into each of my seams and make them long enough so I could unzip, whip a titty out, nurse him, and you couldn't even tell what I was really doing.
Y'all, whip a titty.
Whip
I
a
just
titty.
whip a titty.
That's it. Um, and then just put it zipper back up, right?
Hmm.
And doing things like that really made me feel empowered because it was like I can stay true to who I am as a person while still like um really kind of coming through and fulfilling like the needs that I have in other roles of my life. Like, but I didn't feel like I had to desert who Aaronica is and what Aaronica's style and what Aaronica's aesthetic was in order to make that happen. Whereas, and I don't think I do it now, but I do feel like I take less chances.
Hmm. I
So,
think the older I've gotten, and especially in the social community, the more eyes,
mm,
and we've talked about the
hmm
criticalness. and the feedback that is never warranted, that I get, or never warranted when I don't ask for it. I now how sometimes lost my own voice in that, so I don't hear
Mm,
myself. I would hear what others will say.
yeah.
Um, but now I'm also cussing that voice out because I'm like,
Yeah.
what you not do is make me lose my joy
Yeah.
in my process. And now we just back to I am forcing myself to have fun and forcing myself to do things that are just irreverent, just going to make me smile when I see it.
Mm.
That's all that matters. Even and the funny thing is, I'm even doing it in pattern testing. So I
Hmm.
am working on a pattern test, and I'm about to have fun with it. I'm literally making a jacket so that I can put pins on it, like lapel pins. I have like 50, 60 lapel pins. I'm putting them all on this jacket. I have
I love
buttons
that.
that look like lapel pins. They're
Yeah.
going on this jacket. It is purple twill. It is, I'm using up every little bit of satin I have for the lining. It's going to be all different colors, but it's going to make me smile when I wear it.
I love that. So, similar to you, like, granted, I'm not doing it with pins, but I don't know if you remember when Mimi did this, but Mimi got that pearl.
Oh yeah, the pearls. Yeah, the
So I
pearl.
was so listen, I was in her DMs and I was like, Mimi, don't post this because now I feel like I need it. She was like, girl, you should get it. And I was like, no. Then Raven did it.
Right.
And I loved how she just put it on the sleeves, right? Such a dopamine hit. I was like, oh, it's giving like sporty classy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did it. I bought it. And now I'm about to make a sweater that's actually in testing with Made for Mermaids. It'll be a brand new pattern. It's the Audrey. So go ahead and grab that for you guys. It's out now. Um, but I think
Come
I'm
on,
gonna go
y'all.
ahead and make
Slight
an
flex.
Audrey. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna make a little Audrey and get my little pearls on here because it has like a bishop sleeve. So it's got like a drama, right?
Right.
And I think I might actually make it more dramatic by adding some tulle in that sleeve so that it'll pop up a little bit more.
Come on. Come
Because
look,
why not?
because it makes you happy. And I think we
Exactly.
forget that you can make yourself happy. Like
Yeah.
just do it to make yourself happy. So especially, and I think for men, we see it less.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Meaning that I have to do it more now.
Absolutely. You absolutely do.
So
Like
the
my
color
favorite thing
of
is
it,
when you sew with all of the colors that you use. Like I love to see it because I feel like so often many men feel more comfortable in more muted tones, although I follow and intentionally follow a lot more male male like fashionistas, right? Who
right.
are out here getting dressed and doing get ready with me and stuff like that, simply because I really find their aesthetics really inspiring, especially when they're embracing all of this color, right? Like one of
Mhm.
the things that I just love to see you make is, of course, your button downs. And every time you make a button down that's out of some kind of outrageous fabric, I'm like, oh, like I need to make that too. Like my button down shirt dress that I made for Frocktails when we were in New York when we went to go see the ballet. I made that
Right.
because I was like, oh, so Julian inspired. You know what I mean?
Right. And it was cute. And I loved it.
Yeah.
And but even the same way, because I think I wore my Black Girl Magic leopard
Hmm.
um to
Yep.
when we went to the ballet, and like fabrics like that, like those things make me happy. I have a quote
Yeah.
behind me that is hot, like it is like a watermelon pink and a green apple and African prints. Underneath it is curtains that are blue and white African. Like these things make me
Hmm.
happy. If you look, see my room ever, there's patches and stuff on the wall. Everything is bright and colorful.
Yeah.
Those things are what make me smile on a daily basis. And I
Yes.
realize even now doing my nails, what I find is that
Which
my
look amazing
eyes,
still since the last time you did them.
what, honey, no, they've been done since then.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, you know me. I get
Okay.
bored and one started flaking and then I just redid them. Um, but I will like do them and now it's like a fidget spinner when I'm in a meeting
Mm.
at work because I can just look at my
Hmm.
hands.
Yeah.
So like it gives me that. And it's like this is my thing. And I realized that for a long time I have forgot to do things for me.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I
Mm-hmm.
called it for me, I was thinking about other people and doing them. And I'm now making sure that I'm doing the things that I want to do for me to make me
I love
happy.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I will say that sometimes I'm still very hesitant, right? Because fat shamers are real, right? And they
mhm,
are still coming for me. Like I just this week I've been working on creating more styling videos because sure, yes, if I make something, it's nice to just take a picture after I've made it. But I think that doing realistic styling of whatever the make is makes it that much more marketable, and especially if it's something that you really believe in. So I have recently fallen in love with the Whitlam skirt from Muna and Broad, and I sewed it live on Tuesday on TikTok. And in fact, people were like, "Oh, I didn't know that you were sewing. I didn't know you were sewing. Like you got on and got off because y'all, the skirt takes
it was
under an
quick.
hour to make. Okay, it's a fantastic make." But like I started the video off because one, I've already done a sponsored posting for Thigh Society. And also if you have thick thighs, whether you are fat or not, if you have thick thighs and you sometimes face chub rub, knowing that these cooling shorts exist, I feel like is a plus, right? Because no one wants to be sweaty, okay?
Look,
No one feels like that. And also they work because I didn't sweat at all today. But I started the video off in like the shorts in my bra, actually the bra that I have on now, and the comments that I've gotten like underneath the YouTube video or the YouTube version of it are like a picture of an elephant and whale, and like the fat shamers are trying to get creative with it, right? And so sometimes I do allow those critiques to hit me where they shouldn't, right?
right.
Because simply because I have a bigger body doesn't mean that I don't have a right to exist. And it doesn't mean that I don't have a right to celebrate my body the same way that I will once I am in Wonderland as well. Like, I deserve to celebrate the way that my
Whatever
body
you
has
want.
shown up for me every single day, just like everyone else does, right?
But we also thank those people who are giving you the watch hours on YouTube
Right.
because
Thank you so very
thank
much.
you. Because monetization is real and we want to get paid. And
Right.
if pay us for our
And your
pain.
girl is fully monetized now. I'm running ads on my YouTube page.
Look, see, so
Okay.
again, Mazel Tov and thank
Right.
you
Thank you
because I'm
so
getting
much.
paid.
Please
Either
continue to
way,
troll. Thank you.
either way, thank you.
Um, but it is sometimes this year I actually feel a lot stronger, like mentally and emotionally. So like my response was with a donkey, right? Because if we be an asshole, let's be assholes. Let's do it
Look,
together, right?
look.
Um, but I will say that sometimes, like even when I'm shooting the covers for like for our patterns, um,
Yeah,
those
those are
can
the
be
worst.
really hard. Like I'm looking up at my early spring from 2023 and I'm like, oh, the cellulite, or oh, you can see this, you can see that, or even like with my fall pattern, like I'm like, oh, my fupa is fupa-ing. And it's hard not to find it's hard to find the joy when you see all you see are the imperfections that you feel like other people are going to be picking on. And of
Mhm.
course, like the people who matter, that's not actually what they see at all, right?
Right.
Um, but
I mean,
cerebrally, like,
you do realize, like, literally, if you've seen my room and stuff like that, I have none of my covers up right now.
mm,
Um, I won't see them.
yeah, I
Usually
mean, you
after
look
they're out.
so different.
Well, that there's that, but even
Yeah,
before then, like I just once they're out, I'm like, I don't want to see
yeah,
this. Like they did not bring me joy. Like I would only see the bad things about them.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So,
And it's funny because like each one of my patterns I have
mhm.
made so many more times and just not photographed and had so much more fun with them. Like, and
Look,
it felt absolutely beautiful in them and stuff like that. Um, but like it's so hard to do it and then get in front of a camera.
mhm,
Um, and it's hard to do it because, one, like, yes, I enjoy sewing. Like, in fact, actually this fall pattern is like one of my favorites because one, it goes together so damn fast and so easy, but it's also so versatile. Like I recorded a YouTube video wearing the the top version of it that I'd hacked into, and like I'd put on like a lighter pink underneath, so it's like a burgundy and pink, and I was like, oh, that shit is dope. That's so like really cute, but like it can be daunting to get outside of your comfort zone when you're not fully comfortable doing it,
Right.
to make the things and then share the things. And I share because I do want to inspire. Like I want someone else who looks like me and has my body type, or maybe even smaller or bigger, to look and say, oh, well, because she made this, I should make
I
it
can't
too. Or, because she took pictures in it, I can too. But it can be hard. Like it can be hard because I do hear those voices very similar to you. Like I don't really get the critiques on, oh, well, you should have ironed this better, or, that sort of thing, right? But I do get the, oh, your stomach is showing, you should have done this, and it's like,
I
I
get more
have a big
of on
stomach.
my body than actually technique.
I would,
Sometimes I will get the technique too, but it's usually on my body.
well, I
And
mean, in my opinion, your technique is amazing. So,
child, I mean, but these people they they taught sewing with Nancy Zeman
right,
clearly. So we ain't
right.
about to, I'm a child today. And it was funny. I was talking to my mom because today work was hard. Work was
Hmm.
hard. And I told my mom, I'm letting you know now that you need to go ahead and pay for me to go back to daycare
Please.
because I give up the adult card. I'm done.
Yeah. What's funny is that we could not wait to be adults, and look at us now. Just fucking look at us. Look at
Child.
us now.
And I'm
Gotta
like,
pay
send
bills
me
every
back.
month. I really feel like the bills thing is what throws me completely off, because I was like, oh, I can't wait to have all the boxes of cereal open that I want. And it's just not even worth it. It's not as big of a
No,
deal as I thought it was going to
because
be.
it been if it tastes if it tastes a taste of stale, I can't do it. Whole
So,
box of cereal gotta go. I can't. I don't know the
yeah.
last time I bought a box of cereal because I'm like, no, no.
Although your nephew Bo will tear up an entire box of cereal in one sitting. So we
I
don't,
used to do that, but no. But then I'm like, no, milk and all, no,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, and I'm with the bills. I'm just about to give it to God. We just want to throw it on the altar
I really be like, is this what Jesus died on the cross for? For me to pay
because
these bills
clearly,
every month?
this is a hellscape I ain't asked for.
This ain't even it. I'll
I mean,
take
I
my
was
check back.
nice
No, I'm
to
just
people,
joking. Just joshing with you, God.
right? I was
JK,
nice to
JK,
people,
JK.
and you give me bills.
Right?
You give me bills,
And you gave me bills? Mm.
but
Was that
the
an
one
even
thing,
exchange?
look, because I mean, if that was the case, I can go cuss them like big hell, little hell. We if y'all saw my video, I don't mind. I'm ready to go.
I'm
I got
ready
my
to
bags
go
packed.
right now. Yeah, I'm
I can
just
go
like,
work at the help desk. Oh
let me
hell,
direct you. Okay.
work with Hell's Bells and them. I'll be the new ruggie.
Because
Call
listen,
me Slipper.
it's the every month of the
Ride
bills.
me like a shoe. I don't care. I'm just
And then
saying.
like my kids be like, I want mail. You don't want this now, baby.
No,
You don't want this now.
no.
It's
Because
not
if
the
I
mail that
gave
you
you this
want.
mail and put a bill in your name, then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be in
Because then when you turn 18, yeah, this ain't
and
it. This
I
is
and
not what
I'm
you
I
want.
love you and don't want to set you up for struggle. But if nothing else, y'all, the biggest thing we want to make sure that y'all take some time. Like think of like I think it's important for us to think about the moment.
Hmm.
The moment that front like your cortex gelled up.
Yeah.
Like when do you realize that happened for you? And then also too, I need you to now heat that cortex up and get it jelly again. Like loosen
Yeah.
it up. Have
Yeah.
fun. Find a way to have fun. Now, I ain't say be dangerous with your
Don't be
fun.
dangerous. No. We're
Don't
not
do
saying
nothing
go
crazy.
skydiving, okay? Like don't do anything
I,
crazy.
I that's and if you ain't get it from us if you decide to do that. We ain't
Right.
giving no advice like that. But just make sure you like infuse your life.
Yes.
Especially this month of self-love, infuse that in your life. Talk to the
Right.
little kid that's inside. When was the last
Yeah.
time you had a conversation with them?
Hmm.
When was the last time you acknowledged them?
When was the last time you allowed them to have fun
Right.
and
Watch
eat
a
all the cereal that they
cartoon.
wanted?
Why you so? Like what was your favorite childhood
Speaking of a
cartoon?
cartoon, we were watching Migration, The Great Migration. I think it's just
Oh,
Migration
yeah, I've heard of
tonight.
this. Uh-huh.
Oh my
Which
God,
part?
it's so funny. Denver and I were just sitting here like laughing out loud. Like Kalima was reading a book, Aurora was like watching something completely else on her iPad or whatever, and me, Bo, and Denver were sitting here watching it. And we were laughing so hard.
I
And I
love
think that we have to do this more often, right? Not just that specifically, but we have to do those things. Like when you were a child, what was it that you imagined yourself wearing? And one of the things that I do, and I think that I don't want to say it's easier for me, but I do think that it is a little bit easier for me because I am surrounded by kids, right? One of the
Mhm.
things that I do is I borrow Aurora's eyesight because Aurora is my extra child, right? She is so extra. So like we went out for dinner on Friday night. And so I had already planned to make myself a new outfit because I'm in my art teacher rich auntie era.
Love
Okay.
it.
That's how we're defining my style. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be mixing these pattern prints. That's when I did the Ankara like self-drafted little. I feel bad calling it a kimono, and people are saying that calling it a kimono is cultural appropriation, but I also
Call
don't
it a
feel like
short
it's
jacket.
Goman. Huh?
You can call it like a short jacket, like
A chore
or
jacket?
yeah,
Okay.
or even the Asian style short jacket kind of
Okay.
works.
Excellent. Thank you.
Now,
Thank you for that
y'all,
terminology.
if we wrong,
Yeah.
please, please,
Advise.
please advise. But I think that is on along lines that that can give a better visualization.
Yeah.
Yes.
So self-drafted short jacket. And then I made my first Woodland skirt out of the stretch Ankara. Y'all, your girl came in the car and she was like, "Oh, mommy, can you make me an outfit too?" And I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever. What did you want?" She was like, I would really like, and she's so extra. She was like, I really want a matching top and pants, and I really would like for them to be like really like loose and like wide and like flowy, and then just a top. So because I know my child is like extra, I gave her a little shoulder action with
I'm
her top,
also
right? Just a little. And listen, Julian, when she put that shit on, she was like, "Ooh." I was like, "Okay, get out of my office because I just simply cannot."
not
But
the ooh, not
yes,
the ooh.
like when I tell y'all that her entire attitude changed, but I also did my niece's hair last week because she had her first day of daycare. So I did
Mhm.
her hair so that her mom didn't have to do her hair. And even her, as soon as her hair was finished and she saw herself in the mirror, her whole attitude became extra. And so I really feel like we have to embrace that extra again, right?
Absolutely.
That the notion of being too much for some people, I think we need to re-embrace, right? Because
We
I feel like our generation, we were told that we were too much and we needed to pull back and we needed to stop being so extra. And now I feel like we need to go back and figure out how we can reclaim some of the extra that we dropped off.
and we have to because the world is has lost its damn mind.
Lost mine.
And if you don't
We
get
might as
your
well be
extra
extra.
now, I mean,
Right.
we don't even know what's gonna be here next year. Let's be real. We don't know.
We don't know.
We still waiting on the aliens to come back.
I thought they were back.
But I ain't seen them for real. I mean, we saw about like literally
I
they
don't
talked
know.
about
In
it a little bit in
Canada, I
Florida.
heard that they had them walking around and you could tell the
I,
difference.
I thought that was Florida.
Well,
Remember?
Florida, we
But
don't
that's
even
Florida.
talk about.
I mean, but look, I
No
mean,
shade to people living in Florida, but
we
also
love
shade
you,
because y'all are
but
crazy.
y'all know, yeah, y'all know who y'all
Yeah.
are. Look, are they nice?
Right.
Do they got
I
401k
heard
and
that the
pension?
aliens, I heard that they don't really talk.
Oh, well,
I don't know if they sew. I don't know who's making their outfits, but
I could, let me help you.
so
I'll
one
teach
of the things that I'm doing to get back to the things that make me feel happy, right? Like so for a really long time, I've always wanted to teach. And like this year I was like, I'm going to teach
you, and I
sewing.
love
Like I'm going to teach. This is what I'm doing. And of course,
it. Mhm.
I've shared that I've got Sew Expo coming up. I think I told you that they added an extra class for me.
Oh, come on, no, I love it.
So
I love
I'm
it.
teaching a hat making class, and my hat making class sold out, but they oversold it by 18, like by 18. um people. Yeah. So they were like, so listen, can we just add another class so that way we can just get these people into a class? So I already have two sold out classes. But
Come
also
on.
I'm about to start teaching at Top Stitch Atlanta, which is a local place where people can come to learn. But I'm really trying to get the school system to let me teach sewing to these kids under the guise of costume design. Why?
Right.
Because you know what? This is the age that are just so extra and so inspired, and they're like, "What's a box? Why would I ever be in a box? Like, are we standing on the box? Like, what is the box's function, right?" And I really want to be and really reclaim that extraness, right? And I feel like a lot of it is the confidence, right?
Hmm.
And I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really, really excited. And I'm speaking into existence that the school system will actually hire me to come and teach for them because
And they
I
would.
think that that's really where that inspiration and that like letting go, right? And being taught to hold on to the extra, being taught to hold on to the too much can come into. You know what I mean?
And as you're talking about teaching and stuff like that, the person I that comes to mind is Rachel, Peace Cat, on TikTok and stuff like that, because she is now
Mm,
teaching in the schools and teaching fashion and sewing and different things like that. And the joy that she exudes from doing that, especially
yeah,
after so many life changes, is always so great to see for her. And
yeah.
so I love when people are reaching dreams, because then I know that the dreams are around the corner and in the area. And that means that my dream is there too, even
Yeah.
as I'm still trying to figure what mine is. But I
Yeah.
know right now, I think that the fun I'm having is I'm rebuying vintage patterns
Hmm.
in new sizing, but I'm also buying new ones that I had not bought before. So I'm changing it up, and then I'm finding fun fabrics to make them in.
Hmm.
So I think that is where I am finding new joy. So as I'm sitting here looking at, this is the vintage men's tuxedo shirt.
So what do
with
you
it.
think about making that in?
So I have, hold on, because I gotta grab it. Gotta grab it.
I'm so excited about this. So the men's tuxedo shirt it's got looks like it's got some pleating and it's got some different things adding texture to it. So wow.
So I will focus just on the pleats. So there is one that includes like ruffles, but those are
Hmm.
store-bought ruffles. But the pleats, if I have enough of this and it's see-through,
Oh, and it's see-through.
so this is one of the fabrics that I got from Backroom Fine, so Stephanie
Okay.
Canada. And like, can you imagine just this pleated?
So let me describe this fabric for you all. It has really good drape. It is obviously a woven fabric and it has it looks like blue and red and but it has stripes of swirls, if that makes sense. And it is fantastic. It looks like it's almost been cut into like jelly rolls and then sewn back together.
Mhm,
I love that so much.
mhm. So I have not fully looked at the pattern to see if I have enough. I hope I have enough, because Jesus, I would love. I think I do, because oh, this is made for thin fabrics, like for not wide.
Mm,
So I think I will have enough. Praise the Lord. Um, yeah, just fun, just fun. So
hmm.
finding ways to have that fun. It's funny. I had to go to a black tie benefit this weekend, and I had to buy a suit because and now no, there ain't black tie, or I'm not wearing a black tie suit, but I bought a black suit. And I'm like, Chad, I ain't bought a suit in Lord knows how long.
I
And
mean,
trying to
with the suit that you made, I don't understand why you would even
because it took me how long to make that suit,
listen. Let me tell you something though.
and that
But I
suit
feel
is now
like
4 sizes too big.
Right. But I feel like it took you so long to make that suit because you were a little nervous about it. Now that
I now
you've
do
done
I
it,
do have other suits on the list, but there's a lot of hand sewing to give me the look that I want. So yeah,
yeah, that's a lot of,
we did a lot. We did a lot,
a lot
but
of hand sewing.
we will do a lot again. Because I mean, I do have some suit patterns coming. I have when I tell you I have this pattern coming that I'm so excited about. It is a vintage Pierre Cardin, men's double-breasted pea coat from the 70s with the exaggerated huge collar lapels.
Hmm. You love an oversized lapel though.
Oh, but this is oh,
I cannot
it's
wait to see it. But you know what? And here, you know what is doing it for me though is because your excitement is so clearly ramping up, and the joy is like emitting from you that like, oh wow, wow, it's so good. It's so good. It is such an oversized lapel on this jacket. Wow.
and so here's my thing, because I already have like some black wool and some chocolate brown wool, and I'm
Hmm.
thinking I can crop it and make it like waist length, make it real
Oh.
short,
Hmm.
this oversized lapel.
Those proportions will be so good.
I'm I'm yes, I'm happy. I'm happy. It's everything. Y'all, it's just everything. When this pattern comes, I would definitely if you caught me this week, I did a live on Tik or I did a video on TikTok and a live on Instagram, kind of showing some patterns that I got, especially in honor of Black History Month. And then I probably will do
Hmm.
I got a few more patterns that I gotta just show because of they are part of my vintage collection as I am rebuilding my vintage patterns in my sizing now. So,
Hmm.
which is funny because of course, before in my old sizing, I could never find patterns, and now I can't find patterns in my size. I'm like, but before this is the only size I could find, but now I can't fit those. I'm like,
Mm.
y'all get on my last nerve,
Mm.
but it's all right.
I heard that there's something that is in development that can help with some of that.
I mean, I mean, because of work has been kicking my ass, I have slowed on my class. I will admit. So
No,
I
not necessarily that, but we'll have to talk offline about it.
well, all right.
Yeah, I will say
Well,
that it is delicious and good. And don't worry, you all, an announcement will be made very, very soon. I hate to be so cryptic, but I can't reveal it just yet.
and that's fine, and that's good, and that's all right. But we'll be waiting with bated breath. You hear me?
Bated breath, and it'll be
Baited,
worth it.
baited.
Yes.
But yeah, so good things, all good things.
Yeah.
But that's a way I am. It's like finding new coloring books and finding new colors and
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
different things and just exploring. So even sometimes that is the childlike innocence. It's just in the exploring of trying new things and just seeing what winds up. Might
It
be good,
is.
might be bad, but it's gonna be fun either way.
Yeah. You know who my favorite person to see do that is Katie Courtman.
Yeah.
Um, because I feel like she really embraces color. And I was watching this TikTok the other day where this woman was talking about how wearing color is like an act of rebellion
Yeah.
because for so long we were told 50 shades of gray, 50 shades of beige, 50 shades of white, right?
Mhm.
And we were in essence drilled in that we needed to be in navy blue, black, white, beige, camel, and not wear color, right?
Right.
And so now when we step outside and we're wearing chartreuse, which is my go-to color now, right? Like if I could have a wardrobe that was built around the color chartreuse, I would. But it's
Those are like,
not,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, like you're wearing it, I'm sipping from it.
Right. Right.
But I absolutely agree with that. And it's funny because when I put color on, even though I'm not really wearing bright colors right now, but when I wear brighter colors, I feel different. Like I feel bold, I feel
Mhm.
powerful, um I feel like all of the things that people say that they see in me, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah,
You know what
definitely.
I'm saying?
Right.
Like when I'm mixing and matching my prints and I'm really embracing this eclectic, whimsical, like boho chic look, aka my rich auntie slash art
Oh,
teacher
sure.
look,
Yep.
right? I feel the most in tune with myself.
I love it.
Like I don't feel like I am like making pretend to be someone who is me. I feel like I'm just being me.
That is a great way to put it. I think that's how I feel when I like just print, period.
Yeah.
That's how I stand tall. It's funny, like where most of the time, like I feel like it's not an invisibility cloak, but it is in a way. Like
Mm.
it's just kind of like it bolsters, it holds me up, keeps me
Hmm.
going. So,
Hmm.
y'all, that's our question for y'all this week. What
Yeah.
holds you up? What keeps you going? What is the child in you asking for? So I want y'all to let us know in the comments. Let us know in our DMs. You know we answer you. Let us know on Facebook, Instagram, all the social
All the
media.
places. Yes.
All of them. We be there. We be there. We see you. We know you see us. So
Hmm.
feel free to reach out and let's continue the conversation
Absolutely.
this week, y'all. So,
Which of course brings us to Julian, what are you working on this week?
Chad, what am I working on this week? I'm working on staying sane. How about
Back.
that?
Come on.
How about that?
Preach on it, sir.
How about that? No, d- working on these pattern tests. So I've been cutting them out. So doing that. As part of that, I went machine happy last month. So
You
I
sure
pulled,
did.
I did. I lost my
Not here
mind.
to judge.
Um, so I am using one of the new purchases. We are calling it the Gryffindor
Ooh,
because everybody thought it was like something from Hogwarts. I'm like that logo looks like it's from Hogwarts. I'm like,
that's
no.
funny.
So we're using that. I mean, when I tell you it's a fun machine to play with,
Mm,
it's like, and now no, this is a 42-year-old machine. Yes, 42-year-old electronic machine.
wow.
But it's fun. And I'm like, oh, we about to have fun with this. So I'm excited
Yeah.
to try this out with this project. Um, yeah, that's what I'm working on. And again, staying sane. Like this has been a hard, heavy lift week for work.
Hmm.
In terms of on and presentation. I have one more presentation tomorrow.
Hmm.
And then I think I can have a moment to breathe. Like end
Hmm.
of last week, had grant reviews and stuff to do, and it was just, there's been a lot of stuff. And now some of that is kind of slowly turning down so I can get back to focusing on the creative
I love
side of
that.
things. What about
I
you?
love
What you
that.
working on?
Actually, before we move to May, we
Uh-huh.
are going to clap it up for Julian. Why? Because he hit Wonderland. And if you're like, what is Wonderland? He has left the 200s as far as his weight and is now in the 100s. And we are going to clap it up for him because this is a feat, right? Because as we get older, it is harder to lose weight. And this was something that has been done with intention. He has intentionally been working hard at making sure that he is sticking with the regimen that is helping his health, helping his labs drop, and he's doing it and he's taking care of himself. And I, for one, am very proud of you. So
Thank you, hon. Thank you,
you
thank
are
you.
so welcome.
Yeah, this is new. I literally have not been like one like this. The last time I was at this, I was somewhere in college. So that
Mm,
was before 2009.
yeah.
So a long, long, long time ago. Yeah, so this is new and interesting. So trying to figure that all out is like, working through what that means and where I am and who I am now and all that stuff. It's a mind fuck a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but it feels like a good place to be right now. Again, this is not about vanity issues, and not to say that being smaller means that I'm healthy or anything like that, but
Hmm.
it's something I needed to do for me,
Yeah.
for my health. It was something that needed to happen. And again, about Wonderland, I'm like 199.9,
We're not
but still,
discrediting it. It says one.
but understand I ain't trying to. That ain't meaning I'm trying to get to like 150 or no. We're not trying to do that, but trying to get to a place of health for me.
Hmm.
So I'm
Hmm.
excited.
And of course, we know health is a very individual and personal journey. So this is his, and we celebrate you for moving on the right path for you.
Thank you. Thank
Of
you.
course.
And
Of
I'm
course.
over sitting here like I'm shy. I'm shocked. Like it just is weird. It's
Not
weird
you over
trying to
here clutching the
find.
pearls that you're not wearing.
Right. Look, just kind of like I'm modest. Don't um yeah, just trying to accept the celebration of it. I
Yeah.
is yeah. So I'm working through it. We're working through it and trying and in the childlikeness of it all, trying to find
Hmm.
ways to celebrate the child inside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. I love that for you.
So now off of me, what you working on?
What am I working on? I have a pattern that is in testing right now.
Oh,
And I don't want to say it's already kicking my butt, but testing is really hard for me because I think that because I'm not only a pattern designer, I'm
mm-hmm.
not like and I also think that people think that because I'm a content creator, I'm on social media all the time, and I'm not. In fact, actually, it brings me a lot of anxiety. So I try not to post and ghost, and I try to engage and stuff like that. Um, but like notifications, like seeing notifications make me like I've got to answer it right now, even if I'm doing something work related, etc.
Right.
So there have already been a lot of tags of my name, and I'm like, don't give in to the anxiety. But I'm really excited about it. Like, very, very excited about the pattern that is going to be coming out. I've got to, of course, write in how to make some adjustments for my big booty crew, so that
Oh, big
we don't
booty.
end up showing the sun, the moon, and the stars because it
All your
comes in the
business.
micro, mini, as well as knee length. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we want to be able to bend over safely. You feel me? Um, what else am I working on? I am working on sewing more. I feel like that sounds odd because like I am a sewist, right? But like lately I've been doing more offline things or not offline things, but more like building on coaching and stuff like that, because I wrapped up my first session of the social media for sewists. I just finished launching a membership um for people who are like, yeah, I really would like, your insights, your wisdom, that sort of thing, and more of a membership type of thing. So of course that does require a little bit more, especially because that's honestly where I make most of my money from. But I also miss sewing. So like I've been setting goals on YouTube as far as what I plan on making that week and then doing the follow-up because I feel like it holds me accountable to doing that. Last week I started 75 soft, and if you're like, what is 75 soft? So a couple years ago, 75 hard came out, and 75 hard is when you do two 45-minute workouts per day, one of them having to be outside. You follow a strict diet, you drink 3 liters of water per day, like whatever diet it is that you're following. So if you're going keto, if you're following an anti-inflammatory diet, whatever it is, there's no days off for the 75 days, and you read 10 minutes a day. 75 soft for me is a little bit more sustainable, especially because I just got cleared to work out from surgery. So 75 soft is working out one time a day for 45 minutes and reading the 10 pages, drinking the 3 liters, making healthy choices with your diet. So it's a little bit more sustainable. Um, and I've also been getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Um, and
Did y'all hear that 5 a.m.?
listen,
I barely see
I'm
the inside of my eyelids by then, but I
mm-mm.
digress.
But I have like right now I'm planning out all of my presentations and things for So Expo. And again, that's 10 classes, not nine. Then I have Frocktails that I'm heading. We finally have our location, which we just announced. And I'm super excited because this location is so dope. It's going to be, we didn't want to do it at a hotel or like a hotel ballroom or anything like that because I felt like it was going to not really represent the culture that Atlanta has. And so doing it here, oh my God, I'm so giddy. I'm so excited about it. So we're ramping up for our pre-sale tickets to go live. Our early bird tickets are going live next Friday, so in a week, and I'm just geeks. Like I'm excited. So of course that just also means, I have a lot on my plate. And I don't ever want to pray that I don't have these things on my plate because being in a position to be able to do so many things is, in my opinion, a blessing, right? But I am praying for a little bit more energy. I am praying for to have quality rest so your girl can get it all done
Look,
because I'm excited about all of these things and I am like so geeked about everything that is kind of happening and going on. So I'm getting ready to start teaching at Top Stitch Atlanta. So running through classes and things like that because even though Julian likes to call me Speedy Sogales, I didn't realize that I actually sewed super fast until last year when I was trying to teach a group of people through how to make a gathered dress. And I didn't realize that like 3 hours wouldn't be enough because, for me, it's an hour project.
right.
Um, so
Mhm.
yeah, but learning how to kind of slow down and make sure that I am using the terminology, especially because, I'm self-taught. So, I just be like that thingamajig right there and practicing, like actually sounding like I know what I'm talking about. So
But sometimes it ain't even about that. Like they like the words that ain't be yourself. So
facts, facts,
don't don't worry about the language and because they know things differently than we know things sometimes. And
right.
they come in because you're teaching it.
Received.
So
Yes, thank you.
remember that. Remember
Oh,
that.
and oh my God, I have a 14-year-old next week.
I
My
love it.
oldest turns 14 on the 12th. So on
Oh,
Monday, she turns 14. And yeah, I cannot believe that I've been parenting for 14 years successfully. I've kept people alive for 14 years.
right. And they ain't dead. Hallelujah.
And it doesn't stop because every day I really wake up and I'm like, who are y'all? Like, why
Right.
are you still in my house?
Look, you telling me I still gotta feed you?
Literally, that is the part that really throws me because I'd be like, every day I gotta come up with 3 meals for y'all?
Y'all eat
Every day?
every day.
This can't be life. That and bills, I really be like,
Uh,
this can't be it.
Again, and every time I see a friend who talk about it, I'll be like, "Oh, thank you for the birth control reminder."
And don't get me wrong, I love it because, you know,
I like buying my sewing machines more.
you
So,
do like buying your sewing machines. And I'm not gonna lie, I too would like, I don't even know if I would, but I still haven't dropped my machines off at their spa day because I don't have backup. Like I do have backup, serger and cover stitch, but I don't have a backup machine for real. So I'm just like,
honey, yeah, no, I can't
I'm gonna
do that.
drop it off when I'm out of town though,
Right.
because
Well,
they'll just be sitting here.
actually, which is funny because I do have to go pick up a machine. I took to a spa day. But I took it there before Christmas. So,
Yeah, I
wait,
need to do it. But I'm so like attached to my machines. I really be like, even on the days that I don't sew, I'm just like, oh, hey Brenda, hey Bern, how's
right.
everybody doing today?
You just come down and sit, but like literally, and what's funny is that so last week, if I think we talked about it, I said I had a photo shoot and I had to make outfits. When I tell you I was running through machines, like I was running through the six with my woes. You hear me?
And I cannot wait for those photos to come out because even just my little sneaky peeky that you gave me, I'm like, I need more. Like I need more.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see them myself. I haven't seen them, like the actual photos, just the behind
Yeah,
the scenes. I think that comes out next week. So when I know more, I will be able to share
I
more.
can't wait.
But yeah, like literally, Machines was up here looking at me like, "What you want me to do?" No, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this. Then I broke a button holder on one of my
Mm-mm.
machines. I don't know how I did it. Like putting on the extension table, the button hole was still on. It done bent something.
Oh
And
my
how much
God.
is the button hole foot for that machine?
$125.
Yes.
Hmm.
I was like, for what? So, but then but then Gryffindor came and I'm like, oh, this is a cute button hole itself. So this is why we trying it out. We're gonna try this out on this jacket. See
Yeah,
what it get. Cause I'm like, I don't feel like paying that right now.
right. Yeah,
Just to buy a new buttonhole machine, a buttonhole. But then what would then end up happening? Like, well, if I ain't, I mean, I'll just buy a new machine. And I'm like, well, no, that's not fees. That's not how money
right, right,
works.
right.
But that's how money works in my mind sometimes when I get mad. We ain't gonna talk about it. Um, No, y'all bet not judge me. Yeah. I came with the Devo just in your ear real
He
fast.
said, "You know what? I'm not gonna replace the foot. I'm just gonna let's just get do the whole machine. It's fine. It's fine."
Enjoy your math. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm. So is math is.
In my mind, in a sewing machine collector's mind, it makes sense to me. But
Julian said, "I said what I said."
but I ain't doing that. And I'm proud of myself because when I tell you I had a few machines ready in my cart on eBay, but I didn't. So that's growth. I ain't bought a machine yet this month.
That's how I feel about sneakers. I haven't bought sneakers all year, but some new ones drop on the 8th.
Have I bought shoes this year? I think I have
The
bought shoes.
girl is feeling a little, ooh, trigger happy.
Yeah, I think I have bought the shoes that I wore in that in the shoot. Yeah, I bought those this year, I think. The black and white
I
spectator.
thought you got those last year.
Did I? Oh, even better. Okay. All just fun when I just be shopping. I lose track of time and date and place, you know. But yeah, y'all, we just talking. We hope that y'all have a good week. We hope that you connect with the child within.
Hmm.
Find a way to bring that out in your creativity this week and tell us how you did it.
Oh
Until
yeah.
next time, y'all. Hope you have a wonderful week. Find some way to be creative. And remember, stay audacious.